Hey guys, what's up? It's just Connor here. I hope you're having an amazing day. As the title states, we're going to be talking about how to get started with high ticket sales in 2023/2024, right? For beginners, right? Now, if you're new to this channel and you don't know what high ticket sales is, there's a video somewhere in my latest videos or one of my oldest videos where I explain how this works. We're not going to be talking about what it is today. We're going to talk about how to get into it, right? So if you're a returning subscriber, you're someone who regularly watches videos on my channel, this is going to be a good one for you, right? Or even if you're new as well, it's going to be really, really impactful, right? So this is not going to just be a generic marketing video, right, that you guys normally see of like, oh, how to get started in high ticket sales. No, we're going to be talking about specifically from a guy who's done this for 4+ years. How would I do it over again? If I was fresh 18 getting into this industry, what would be the exact steps that I take to ensure that I would be successful in this industry? Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in. So the first step, as with any step, right, in getting into high ticket sales is number one, learning the skill of sales. Of course, right, you guys probably guessed it. So how do we learn the skill of sales? Well, there are so many different assets and so many different free resources that you can get access to that literally at the palms of your hand on your phone, right? Couldn't have said that any worse, but anyways, I'm going to continue carrying on. So there's many podcasts, there's many books, there's many free resources online that are really going to help you get better at sales. One of which is Alex Mosey. Obviously, he does a lot of business advice, but he does talk about sales as well. His YouTube channel is a fantastic resource. Grant Cardone might be helpful. Jordan Belfort might be helpful. There's a ton of free content of theirs online. Or you might to look into two of my mentors, which again, I'm not afraid to admit my mentors because again, I stand on the shoulder of giants. I was not perfect when I first started out, and these guys really helped me to get to where I am today, right? So one of my number one mentors is Jeremy Miner. So he's a fantastic, amazing sales trainer. And then obviously Matthew Ryder, right, is another mentor of mine. So those guys have some fantastic resources, podcasts, books. I think Jeremy has a new book that came out. No problem recommending those guys because they were fantastic in my journey and they served me really, really, really well. I think they have two amazing podcasts that I would recommend all of you to watch that really help you with your sales skills and just really just in general, your understanding of the market, the high ticket sales in general, right? So if I was, fresh 18, getting this industry, I'd first explore the free resources that I can find online on the internet, right? Or alternatively, if you want to shortcut that path, find somebody that you trust, that you believe can help you get to where you want to go. That could be me, that could be many people on the internet, right? But there are definitely many people out there that you can choose and pick to work with that are going to be, suit your best interests and suit your goals, right? And that you can trust to get to where you want to go. So I would suggest picking a mentor if you can. Utilize free resources where you can. There's obviously a ton of stuff on my YouTube channel that you can utilize for free. So go ahead and use that content. But there's also a lot of those names I mentioned before that have some amazing resources out there on podcasts and YouTube channels and things like that. So that's the first step, right? Get good at sales. That's all that you need to do. Now, step 2 is get hired, right? Now, this is a really, really important skill that most people do not talk about. Why? You guys will probably seen it if you watch my recent video about marketers versus sales guys, is because marketers don't know how to get jobs because they never really did this for very long. So it's very important on who you pay attention to that can help you do this, right? That's very, very important to know. Now, how do we get hired? The best way to get hired in this industry is not through job posts, not through Facebook groups, and it's definitely not through Upwork, right? These 3 resources are constantly used and sold and taught in all these marketers programs that just pummel hundreds and thousands of students through the same training program, and the methods get what? Saturated, right? That's the problem. Now, when you bring a 9-to-5 mindset or a job applicant mindset into sales, it simply does not work. So how do we get high with our dream offers? Once we learn sales, how do we actually get on opportunities that make us money, right? The way that we do that is through networking, right? Now, hear me out. There was a study that was done by LinkedIn back in 2016. There's an article, you can look it up. It's the who you know numbers, right? In this industry and in any industry, it's about what you know about who you know, not what you know, right? That's a really important distinction to understand very, very clearly. In my entire sales career, the only way that I got sales roles was through networking. It was never through a job post, it was never through a Facebook group, and it was never through Upwork, right? All these strategies are outdated, and of course, they never really worked that effectively anyway. Trust me, I've tried them. They just are not the best, right? You can use them to a degree, but it's going to be very aggressive, and you're going to have a lot of difficulty finding your dream offer in your role that's going to make you the money that you want. And of course, you're coming from a job applicant standpoint, not a business owner standpoint, which is where you want to come from, which I'll talk about that in a future video. It's another good video idea. So of course you need to get hired, right? So that is a blending between your networking skills and your interviewing skills, right? Getting the opportunities in the interviews with business owners and with potential clients takes skill, right? And that skill is networking, right? That's the first step. But the second skill you need to develop in that category is interviewing, right? Once you land the opportunity to potentially sell for, right, and have the conversation with the hiring manager, the sales manager, sales guy, founder, owner, whatever it is, you need to get good at interviewing, right? This is a severely underlooked skill, right? Although these marketers don't teach it because, again, they found these roles through networking a lot of the time, right? And so, again, they don't know what they don't know, and that's okay. We don't worry about them. So essentially, like I mentioned, you need to commit to severely over-preparing for this interview. You need to practice your interviewing skills so that you can get ahead of the competition, right? Your sales skills are not nearly as important as your networking skills and your interviewing skills. If you can't generate the opportunity and close the opportunity, you will lose, and you will be just another failed statistic within the sales industry, right? Of course, the last point here is scaling your income. What I mean by that, once you learn sales and you get decent at it, then you get the right networking skills, you build up the right network, you find the right opportunities, and you interview very well for these offers and these opportunities. The last thing is to scale your income, right? So again, if you haven't invested in a mentor at this point, I would highly suggest that you do, right? I did that at my stage of career, and that exponentially changed my life and changed what I was earning, right? I was obviously doing 25K a month, working 4 hours a day, traveling Bali, and it was awesome, right? But two things there was I had the right opportunity to take advantage of. And if you're not on the right opportunity to grow and scale your income, well, there's no point in getting better at sales skills, right? There's no point in investing in your sales skills if you don't have the opportunity to capitalize, right? And so, like I mentioned, invest in a mentor at that point when you are ready. If you haven't already, at the initial stages, right? Because what they're going to do is, because sales is a meritocracy, the better you get, the more money you make, right? That's the very, very cool thing about the industry. You continue to scale your income, the more value you add to the table, because you're paid in direct proportion to the value you bring to the table, and that's why sales is such a fantastic career, right? When talking about how hard to get sales, it's not some special crazy thing. We're talking about a career. Sales as a career is a beautiful and a wonderful thing for the right people, the guys and gals that want to get after it, that want to work hard, and that want to be the best of the best, right? And that's a constant standard that I uphold in the RSA training program, right? So with that said, guys, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Number one, learn to get good at sales for free or get a mentor to speed up the process. Number two, get good at networking and interviewing skills. Personal branding is really important in the high-ticket sales industry. And then finally, scale your income and grow your income by getting better at skills and the skill of sales in general, right? This includes your tonality, this includes objection handling, this includes just general understanding of your sales process. This includes, what else does it include? It includes calibration with the right prospects, right? Understanding where each prospect is at the different buying cycles, right? Really, really important stuff, right? So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I know it was very fast, it was very quick, but again, like I mentioned, these videos are really easy just to fire off because, again, I know what I'm talking about, right? Marketers versus sales guys. So without further ado, guys, what am I saying? Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some insights, and I'll see you in the next video.